Hey, good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. 48 Weather Extra tonight. A few comments coming in. Tina says, howdy. Ian, how was my day? My day was long. It's been long. It started at 11 with my hair. Well, actually, it started before that, working in the garage. And then, anyway, it could have been longer. I'm glad the severe weather stayed well south, and they really haven't had any severe weather south of us. They did this morning with some stronger thunderstorms. I think a lot of that had to do with the more of a gravity wave type event. And what happened, we get those this time of year when you get a big line of storms coming through. They have momentum built up, and then they run into a wall of stable air, and that's typically what happens. They create this oscillating wave, almost like a gravity wave or a wake low that comes through. Yeah, it's really foggy in Fort Payne. We got a dense fog advisory out there tonight till 2 a.m. It's clearing up in Huntsville, so it's going to clear up from west to east as we go through the rest of the night, and that fog's not going to be there tomorrow morning, so we shouldn't have that issue. The winds are really going to pick up about 10 mile an hour, and then 15 tomorrow, and then they'll gust to 20 to 25. So let's get into your forecast, and we'll talk about it. And see, it's already cleared up in Huntsville, so much improved from when I went home on my dinner break. And saw somebody on the side of the road stuck in the mud. I wish I could have stopped to help them, but I was all dressed up on the way back to work, so I couldn't do it. If they're still back there on my way back, I'll be sure to do that. But again, nice weather out there tonight. And here's Huntsville, a little bit farther east than that other camera view from the Space and Rocket Center. Improving conditions here, too, so it's looking a lot better out there. Radar, checking in on Auburn. The storms have passed south. Actually, they're moving through Opelika now. They had stronger thunderstorms earlier. The strongest thunderstorms are down towards Dothan, down there in Dothan. So David Paul, meteorologist David Paul with Gray Media, down there tracking those storms tonight. Temperature-wise, it's really not too bad. The official high for tomorrow may actually go down after midnight, because as we go through the day tomorrow, the temperatures are going to be dropping. The main front, there's two fronts with this. One moved through today, the other one's coming through tomorrow, and behind it, that's the colder air. This is kind of the first delivery of this chunk of colder air that's coming down from Canada, and it's going to be cold next week. So first week of December is going to feel like the first week of February, I think. Highs will be in the 40s. Overnight lows are going to be in the 20s. We've got a full-fledged winter storm and at times a blizzard up there. A lot of wind with this, and that's really what makes a blizzard is the wind and the visibility. But this is going to go through the Great Lakes. I've seen a lot of posts about Lake Erie, how the water is going to be much lower by several feet on the west side and much higher on the east side just because of the wind flow going across there. Hello, Rayanne. Hope everyone's getting ready to have a good Thanksgiving out there. I know we're kind of sticking around here, staying close to home. Family will come by, so that's good. The boys, eventually, we'll have an Iron Bowl party, so that'll be nice. But overall, the weather's pretty quiet tonight. And the wind forecast for tomorrow, we're talking 10, 15 mile an hour sustained, and then about gusts occasionally 20 to 25 miles an hour. And as we continue on with the day planner for tomorrow, we're going to talk more about what's happening next week coming up in just a second. Yeah, it's definitely going to feel like the holidays next week. And Thanksgiving's going to feel like it should. 52 for the high, even though that's a little below normal. Tomorrow, not a bad day, just a little breezy. Temperatures in the low 50s. Here is the weekend. If you've got plans Saturday, and I know everybody's got plans this time of year. In fact, I'm just back-to-back weekends. Busy. But it'll become cloudy Saturday. No rain until probably after 9 o'clock in the evening. But this rain's going to settle in. And it's going to be a chilly rain. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 40s when you get up Sunday morning, and it will be raining. It's going to rain all morning, it looks like, Sunday, through the early afternoon hours in some areas. So, again, this is just going to be, I'll call it an inside day. Glad I'm not working outside in this. And, you know, I still have leaves I've got to rake, so maybe they'll dry up before then so I can get them out of, so they don't blow in my neighbor's yard. But this is 8:30 Sunday morning, 40s, and just rain. So this is going to be one of those events where initially the setup, if you weren't looking at the temperatures, you'd think it was a severe weather setup. In fact, I've seen some posts on social media talking about severe weather already, and I'm like, You're not going to have severe weather when it's in the 40s. And we're going to have more of this wedge effect where this easterly wind comes in. And that'll kind of block that. So here's your 10-day forecast. 55 tomorrow, 52 for Thanksgiving. I think we're going to have frost Thursday morning and Friday morning. Friday will be the colder morning. And then as we get into next week, the only thing really keeping us from falling into the 20s is the fact that we've got rain coming in. And the air mass is modified a bit. So we'll continue to watch this Saturday, Sunday, but Sunday's the wet day, Saturday night into Sunday, as I just showed you, and then another wave coming in probably Tuesday into Wednesday, and then maybe even another one after that for Friday. So we've got some wet weather coming in to begin the month of December, and it will be below normal temperature-wise. I'm going to shut it off here. You guys have a great evening. I will start a break here, maybe say something briefly on the way out, but overall, I'll say we'll be right back. We'll last a minute, and then I'll say my final goodbye. Yeah, the fog is thickest right behind the front in the entire state, and it shouldn't be an issue in the morning. So there we go with that. But appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys have a great Thanksgiving. Probably won't do this tomorrow night, as many of you will be with your family. Again, you guys take care, and I will see you guys next week.